Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, great atmosphere. The fans were loud. Really, really good energy. The players had a lot of energy too. You could tell that that type of atmosphere really motivated them. And the crowd stayed in it the whole game. It was a tremendous atmosphere.
On that final point, on the final play, when we talked to Coach Dorn, he got the sense that it was either that or maybe the option. Did you figure out what they were going to do on that play? Did you have a good sense of what you thought they might do?
We practiced that play as the final play multiple times, so we were ready for that down there. And you never know what they're going to do, but we felt good that we had practiced it a bunch, and then they ran it. So
you started the game, I think, with 4 straight 3-and-outs. What was kind of working that allowed the defense to get off to really
run defense? When you play great run defense and TFLs, then you put the offense behind the chains, and as long as you can continue to not let them get you in third and mediums and third and shorts, then you're going to get off the field. If you play good third down defense, if you get them into a third and long, then you should win 70% of those. A great defense only wins 30% of the third and shorts. So third down defense is based on what the distance is. If it's a third and medium, a great defense will win 55%. If it's a third and long, okay, and that's not even really a great defense. That's the goal for any defense. Will win 70% of the third and longs. And so the key is first and second down. The more you can get them into third and long, the better chance you have to get off the field.
How do you kind of prepare the guys for, I don't want to say necessarily a step up in competition, but we're going for an ACC game, which I imagine needs a little bit more physicality and things that they got this game maybe they won't get again?
Well, Coach Dorn does a great job of not looking at any game as any more important or any different. And so our guys were ready last week, and they'll be ready this week because we take the same approach every week and for every opponent.
What goes into meshing a bunch of newcomers? I mean, they didn't look like a defense that had just come together a few months ago.
Well, I think we recruited the right guys. We have high character transfers that came in and guys that were hungry, guys that had something to prove. So they were guys that were ready to come together to be a great defense.
How much of a rock has Devin Marshall been in the secondary? And did you even find anything that you could pick about his performance?
He's been great, and he played some last year, and so he had that experience, and he continued to use that as his maturity into spring and into training camp, and so he's really kind of like one of our few returning, veteran players, and he's had that approach to the game. What are some of the highlights of kind of what you're focusing on with Virginia? Obviously, you're not going to give the game plan away, but just some of the points of emphasis. Well, their personnel is good. Certainly at certain spots. Chandler Morris has a lot of experience at quarterback. Wide receivers are good players, and they do some good things in the run game too. So it's more, personnel that we have to be concerned about.
For ECU, you had played them, not you, but they played them the game before, so you kind of knew what they were going to do, especially with the transfer portal and everybody bringing in new guys. How do you evaluate teams early in the season before they put a ton of tape together? Do you have to go look what Morris did at previous stops or what their OC did at different places? It feels like it's even more difficult to figure out what a team's going to bring. And that's exactly what you do. We evaluate the talent of every player that wasn't on the team last year from the video of where he was previously. And so we have an evaluation of the personnel based on wherever they played last. And then you try to mix that together with what they did in the first game. I wish it was a science, but it's not exactly. And so you have to kind of figure out what they're going to do. But the most important thing is to concern yourself about your team, right? Like, what do we need to do to get better from the ECU game? What did we not do good enough in the ECU game? What can we do to make sure that we play our best in the Virginia game? And if they're prepared for anything, then they'll be ready to play no matter what type of attack an offense has on them.
Talk about Devon. Talk about Devon and him being kind of a returning guy. There's a bunch of new corners in the room. What's it been like just seeing that group come together and actually see them on the field together?
Again, I think a big part of that is we have a great culture here, and we have the right people. A winning team, a winning business gets the right people on the bus first. And that's what we've been able to do in the offseason is the new guys that we brought in are ones that fit our culture and are guys that are looking to to contribute and not get credit, right? And as long as we have guys with that mentality, then we'll have the culture and we'll play great.
Is that good?